myself a whole big plate of Thanksgiving leftovers. It was fantastic. All that stuff. I'm feeling good.
That's
because
good.
of all this food. We're doing a double header today, kind of. We recorded the review show right before this. And here we are now recording the captain's log on a Sunday afternoon instead of our normal Friday.
A rare time.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while we switch things up when we got plans or stuff like that. And we knew that we would both be here during Thanksgiving. We weren't really sure what our plans were exactly. So it was just like, we'll probably have an episode, but we'll play it by ear. And here we are. So having fun. Melissa, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was fine. I got to watch the entire parade with my parents, which is all I ever want to do every year. I love that Thanksgiving is a TV-centric holiday.
Yep.
Like there's
Parade,
movies you watch for
football,
Halloween
movies,
or for Christmas, and maybe you'll watch them on the day of, but it could be any time that season. It could be anything you're watching. Thanksgiving, there's one specific thing you watch specifically on that day and no other time. And I like that.
The puppy parade. Right? No.
I watch that too. They don't well, I guess they parade. I guess like walking a dog back and forth in an auditorium is a parade. I do. I watch the Macy's parade and I watch the Purina dog show. And then this year, second year in a row, I had myself a Hanksgiving and enjoyed a Tom Hanks movie.
Oh, I was going to say King of the Hill.
I could do that too. I could watch the Venture Brothers. I could watch anything that involves a Hank.
There you go.
Anything starring Colin Hanks.
That's a good idea. Oh man, that's good. That sounds like you had a nice time.
Mm-hmm.
What was all the food that you got to eat and have?
Oh, regular.
Regular food.
We have big family Thanksgiving at my aunt's house the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We've always done this. And that's where like my dad smokes an entire turkey. We go all out for that one. And Thursday, I just go over to my parents' house and we just have a slightly nicer meal. Like my mom makes a turkey. Okay. She makes a green bean casserole. She'll make a potato of some kind. But that is junior varsity Thanksgiving. And the one we have at my aunt's house is varsity Thanksgiving.
I gotcha.
I spent all week trying to work on a pie. I made a practice pie last week as a dress rehearsal before I made the final one this week to take to my aunt's house because I'm not good at pies.
Interesting. What flavor of pie?
Apple crumble, because that way I just put crumble on top and I don't have to make a second layer of crust.
Man, good stuff. Did I ever tell you about the apple pie app that I designed back in college? Yeah.
Yes.
Good stuff. We had to make this like fake app in one of our classes, and we decided to make like a build your own apple pie app. So it was like, what apples do you want? What like butter or butter substitute do you want? What like sweetener do you want? All that stuff. And you just picked like, okay, if these are the apples you want, then like it's probably gonna go best with these things or stuff like that. But yeah, that was good. That was fun. We thought of one. I don't remember what we ended up calling it. Maybe it was something like the All-American or I don't know.
The Steve Rogers.
Right, yeah. We called it America's Ass. And I think what we were trying to do, I don't remember exactly what our idea was. I think we were trying to basically make an apple pie, but in the form of like a caramel apple. So like, can we just like skin an apple, cover it in the like the sweetener and butter and all of that stuff, put the like pastry around it and bake that? Like can we bake that and just have it be this just like solid, like just big old chunk?
I've seen stuff like that, like these little apple dumplings where it is just you wrap everything around an apple.
Yeah, it would probably work better, more like a dumpling, like what you just mentioned here, where it is like a slice of the thing that you like
Mm.
wrap up in there. But we were like, no, we want the whole apple, just like the big thing
We
is the
we
thing.
just want to gnaw on it. Just walk around eating
Right?
an
Yeah.
entire apple pie on a stick like a king at a Renaissance fair.
Right, exactly, like a big old turkey leg, but it's just an apple pie on a stick. That was good. That was fun. We never actually made the app. It was just a like prototype. Like, this is what it would look like. We did have to build a functioning thing in a different program. But again, it was not like, oh yeah, you can go to the app store and get our thing. It's, it was just like, this is what it would look like. This is kind of how it would, work and stuff like that. It was good. It was fun.
Did you build any actual apple pies? Do you know how to make an apple pie in practice or only in theory?
Yeah, I would say more so in theory, because I haven't done it since then, and that it was like a decade ago that I built this thing, right? So yeah, I mean, we made a bunch of apple pies because we had to experiment to see like, okay, what apples go good with this stuff, what apples go good with that stuff. So we made a handful of them to just try out different things. We did research online. We also went to like a local pie shop to just be like, all right, like when you're making your pie, what kind of apples do you use? What sweeteners do you use? If you had to use a different kind, what might you do? All of that. So just to get the like, yeah, because like the whole idea was like, if you don't know how to make an apple pie, this app will help you. And you can basically make any kind of apple pie you want. Just like, I want it more sweet or I want it more tart. And it was like, okay, if you want it tart, then you might want this kind of apple or this sweetener and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and you could just make your own apple pie recipe. It was your own. So it was good.
Not tested, but it personalized. The results are up to you.
Exactly. So like if the idea was if you end up finding a recipe that you liked, you could then share it and post it or save it, right? So you had your like library of recipes or stuff like that. And if you posted it, then like if I wanted to make one, I'll be like, I wonder what kind of apple pies Melissa has made, and she'll pick one like Melissa's favorite apple pie.
You can look at my pie history.
If you post it is the thing. Like it's not like a live. I can Melissa's making a pie right now. Let's go watch. But it was like, hey, if you found one that you liked and you wanted to share that, then that could be up there as here's one you can download that someone else liked. Melissa, would you download a pie?
I know I wouldn't download a car. I looked into my soul and I knew that about myself long time ago. Wouldn't download a car.
I would download a car. If we could actually download cars, that'd be sweet.
You can download parts of cars. You can 3D print part of car.
I mean, yeah, you could do the like 3D printing, stuff like that. Oh, you know what I saw 2 weeks ago, which is the first time that I saw it. Have you seen those Carvana things? The big like...
You've seen one in real life?
I've seen one in real life. Yes, I was so excited. I completely forgot when my girlfriend visited. One of the things that she mentioned is that she is the one that typically drives. Since I can't, we like took an Uber or took the bus and all that stuff. And she was like, it's really nice to just get to like look around like while we're in the car and stuff like that. And yeah, we saw one of those like Carvana vending machines for cars.
Wow.
And we saw it in the day and we saw it at night on our way back here. And those things are kind of cool. Those things are neat.
They look cool on the commercials.
Yeah, it really is just this like giant tower of cars. That's really all it is. I don't remember exactly how many sides it had, if it was just a big old rectangle or if it was like an octagonal shape or who
Oh.
knows what. But yeah, it was just this big tower. All the cars were stacked up in there. It looked like it was all looked like it was all glass, but
Uh-huh.
I think I think the cars that you saw were like pictures or projections onto the thing. Like I don't think those were the actual cars because they looked. I don't know about hologram, but the cars looked bigger than what they actually should be since it was so far away. Right? It was just like
Okay.
I recognize that this is the Carvana thing because it has the big old logo and it's just a giant tower of these cars. But these cars are so far away, they shouldn't be that big. So
Is this like
maybe a
when you
picture somehow.
Yeah, or it's Clifford size. It's a cross promotion with Clifford, the motion picture
Right,
about
yeah.
the big red dog. Buy a big red car, take your big
Only
red dog home.
in theaters this month. Not an ad.
Is it like one of those when you drive by a self-storage place and they've got like the brightly lit top floor window to no actual doors, but like a poster of doors so that you're not seeing anybody actually rifling through their own stuff in the display window?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But it looked realistic is the thing. It's not like, oh, they just put up a poster. Like, it was just like, okay, yeah, that still looks like glass.
Child drawing
it looks
a
like
car.
Right, yeah, in crayon. It says Honda. But yeah, it looked realistic still. Like, that's why I said, like, the whole thing looked like it was made out of glass. And then at night it like lights them up and you can see it. Like, it whole thing was just neat, and I was like, whoa, never seen this before.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
What else would you like to get out of a vending machine that big?
Vending machine,
Like a mattress? Like a mattress, it's rectangle. It's the same like shape as a candy bar,
Mattresses
just very
are iffy.
big.
Mattresses are iffy because nowadays it's the thing is you can like buy them online and they come in that like compressed thing.
A box the size of a mini fridge.
Right, exactly. And like I think that's kind of become the norm, is to do it that way. However, like 10 years ago, I would have been like, no, you go to like a mattress store and you try out you get to like physically lay on the one you might get, or at least that same model. So that's why I'm saying it's iffy, because I would still kind of like to try the mattress.
Yeah.
Right? Like I kind of want to know what I'm buying before I do that. That's why I'm still iffy on the like buy your mattress online.
I did it. I got a Lisa mattress that I enjoy quite a bit. Came in a box the size of a mini fridge and then just slowly inflated.
Yeah.
We're not inflated, but like decompressed. It's not like it was hollow and it's filled with air.
Yeah. I don't know. What would I like to get out of a giant vending machine?
Smaller vending machines.
Right? Yeah, smaller vending machines. To be honest, complete meals. Like, instead of just like a snack or a candy. I mean, I know those things exist. Like, I think there was one time we had Ignacio on here and we were looking at like a pizza vending machine, right? And it cooks your pizza and sticks it out. But like, that would be like, right? Like, I want a Thanksgiving dinner. Boop, boop, boop. And then it just like, and there's your.
You're talking about the old-fashioned automats.
Dinner. I don't know. I mean, maybe it cooks it all right there or something. There's just like little tiny robots in there, small robot chefs inside a giant vending machine. That's what I want.
I watched these vlogs of, I believe it was a Royal Caribbean cruise. on the YouTube channel Ordinary Adventures. They do theme park vlogs and Disney and Universal and Knott's Berry Farm stuff. They're really delightful. But they took this cruise on some huge fancy ship called like the Symphony of the Seas. Place is massive. It has 1 million like restaurants and bars and things in there for you to do. It included a robot bar where all of the bottles of liquor like hang upside down from the ceiling with like a little stopper in them. And they've got these robot arms like you'd see in a car manufacturing plant. And you'd go to a tablet and you'd like plug in what you want in your cocktail, like what liquors you want, the proportions. I don't think like the robot could do like a fancy garnish. It may be just liquid in a cup without like a cherry and an orange peel on the side. But you'd tell the robot what you want, and the robot would like pick up your cup and it would like have the little thing to like move the latch on these liquor bottles and use this big arm going fills up your cup and slides it over to you. Robot drink. That's cool. Robot bartender.
I want a robot drink.
What is that's got to be tricky though, because you couldn't ask like if you went to a human bartender, you could ask, "What's your fancy? What do you recommend? What do you like?" Robot doesn't drink, unless you're Bender, but
right, yeah.
Or maybe Rosie the robot drinks after hours in episodes of the Jetsons we don't get to see. But we know Bender is a drunk, and I think if you're just an arm, you can't drink because you don't have a mouth or insides. You're only an arm.
What a sad existence. I feel like they would have to have either a bunch of like pre-made stuff of just like here's our list of drinks, or it is something that is more of the experience. You kind of need to know what you want going in and be like, I want to mix Knob Creek with Coca-Cola, vanilla, and this thing and that thing, and you just make your own abomination.
Yeah.
So
robot style. Robot will deliver your punishment to you.
I want a vending machine filled with robots that just like
you can pick out
your robot. You want a protocol droid? You want an R2 unit? You want
there's something
Star
like
Wars
that
vending machine for droids.
There's something like that at the Galaxy's Edge parks at Disneyland and Disney World. There's a droid building store. Right? Yeah, there's a conveyor belt of parts that just go past you, and you've got like an R2 unit or a BB unit you can build. And they've got all these different parts and all these different colors. And you just decide what model you want. And then as everything goes by, you're like, okay, I want this part to be green and this part to be black and this part to be blue. You just scrolls by and then you pick it up and then you snap them together and you've got a robot. Take it home.
I kind of want one of the trash can looking ones that just like waddle around.
Little gonk droid.
Yeah.
I hope they add on more additional types of robots. There's so many shapes.
That would be good.
Going back to this robot bartender, do you think you could design a drink so bad that if the robot gave it to you, it would break Asimov's laws?
I don't know. A drink that's so bad. I feel like you. No, I don't think the robot would know. It would just be like, okay, you hit this button, so I do this thing, right? If there's an AI behind it, then maybe, right?
Too nasty.
Like yeah.
Too nasty. Shut the robot down.
Yeah.
You can't drink that, sir.
If this is humanity, I don't want to live. Like, just like, no, I'm done. I quit.
I turned my back on creme de menthe.
Yeah. Man,
Kyle, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you own any jewelry?
Kind of, yeah.
Besides piercings, like jewelry that you just put on for sometimes.
No like rings or chains or stuff like that.
Okay. Because I went to my aunt's house. I went to my aunt's house and she brought out a big box of old grandma and grandpa stuff. And I didn't know my grandpa was a ring wearer until she's like, look at this pile of rings. take these grandpa rings.
Oh, wow.
Look at this.
You got
I've got my
full-on,
grandpa's
like, Super Bowl looking rings here.
Right. I feel like I'm like Dark Hal Jordan from that one like Green Lantern comic issue where he's wearing every ring.
He was dark in that comic too, because he murdered those Green Lanterns to get those rings. Yeah.
Bad news, Hal. I've got my grandpa's like 1950 high school ring.
Wow, there you go.
I've got this ring with like a W monogram on it, which is rad.
Oh, the
and
Wu-Tang
then it's just another
logo. Melissa, have you heard of the Wu-Tang band?
I
think it's the Wu-Tang Clan, Kyle.
And then just other like giant ostentatious ones. And not all of them fit me. Some of them fit me okay because I got chunky little fingers. But I might just display them. I was delighted. I didn't know he ever wore rings. He didn't wear any rings in my memory. So to find that he had like just these big like gold little diamond chip monogram rings is wild. And they're mine now. And I feel powerful.
Did you buy a class ring from your high school or college or?
I bought a high school class pendant. So it's just like a little silver chain that just has like a little shield, little emblem with like my colors and my year.
I was like, I have no school spirit. I didn't want to be here. I was forced there against my will. No, I don't want to give you more money. So
I had a lot of high school spirit. I still do. I still have a big box of high school stuff. This is what I'll leave to my grandchildren.
The high school spirit like that we had was this. I was one of two people chosen to paint our concession stand. Like every year, that was the tradition that the senior class got to paint the concession stand with this mural, and it was a thing we did every year. And I was one of two kids that got chosen to paint this thing, and I was into graffiti in high school, and so was the other kid that got chosen with me. And so we came up with this design that had our graduating year. It was 2009. But our class also, if I'm not mistaken, had the most DUIs in like our school's history. So in the 2009
was a statistic that you knew.
This
How'd
was
you
a
learn
well-known
this?
thing. Yeah, like we had like a school
From
assembly to just be like, what the hell are you guys doing? They like sat us down. They're like, we know you guys are better than this. Like you guys, like shame on you all.
Okay. I do appreciate knowing that this was an actual fact that the school told you, and you just wasn't hearsay or conjecture. You literally had the highest number of DUIs in the history of the school.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah. So what we did is in the 2009 that we like painted on this thing, the 2 zeros in 2009 were handcuffs, interlinked handcuffs, and like that was our idea. We did that. We started painting it, but we just never finished it. Like it was only halfway done the entire time. Like we're just like, yeah, we don't really care about this. Like we just moved on.
And they let you move on. They did not insist that you finished painting the concession stand.
No. It was terrible. And then it wasn't our class, but it was the year before us. But we were the ones that got to like reap the benefits of this. I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before. But each year the senior class was also supposed to like chip in and buy a gift for the school, and
a nice bench or something. Yeah,
Yeah, or like a new scoreboard or this or that. Yeah. And I think it was the class before us that commissioned like a local artist to build a statue of our mascot. Our mascot was the Hornets.
This story
yeah,
I know.
You remember this one? This is a great one. Yeah, and so they made this statue and they put it up on our football field, and every like even the teachers were just like, this is bad, this is not a good statue, because this hornet was like standing there in this like fighting pose, but its stinger was coming up like forward, and it just looked like a dick. It was just like just standing there with its dick out, and it was like everyone was just like, oh no.
No, let me ask you for clarification. Do you believe this was a bad statue or a good, inappropriate statue? Was it well made?
I don't think it was super well made.
Okay.
It looked pretty amateurish in my opinion, but it was one of those things of like, hey, we hired a local artist, we're supporting the community, right? Like it was like, yeah, we're good with that it might not be the, right next to the statue of David, but it like, yeah, it just ended up just like, oh, you chose the wrong pose. Like it doesn't matter what your skill level was. You just chose the wrong pose, and you had no one to stop you to just be like, hey, looks like his dick is hanging out.
I mean, you mentioned the statue of David, a famous dick statue.
Dick is hanging out, but that's tasteful, right? Like it is this classical style. It's not sexualized, all this stuff. This was just like giant erect like penis like sticking out here, and it was just like, whoa, what are you doing in a high school? Hormonal teenagers everywhere. Like, what are you doing?
The Hornet, it should have been in the same pose as the statue of David.
With that contrapposto stance, right?
Yeah.
God, yeah, that was bad.
If you ever become a millionaire, I want you to donate the money to your old high school to make a statue of David Hornet statue.
And to my high school, I bequeath this statue. Yeah, God. That was awful.
Our mascot was the Wildcat. And when you went the lobby, the atrium of our high school, which was this big 2-story space, there was just a big 3-dimensional Wildcat head sticking out of the wall. Here's Johnny is a Wildcat. Okay, and it was I don't know, maybe 10 feet around, stuck out 2 or 3 feet. So. And he was all the way up there. He was on the second story where nobody could get to him and mess with him. He was safe up there, just leering down over us.
Yeah, that's wild. Melissa, we have more Thanksgiving stuff to talk about here. The first thing I want to go back to a little bit is food. So you mentioned all your Thanksgiving stuff and some of the food that you guys had. We also had a big Thanksgiving here at my house. It was kind of like the party weekend is the thing, because my roommate's birthday is on the 26th, which happened to fall on Thanksgiving this year. My other roommate's girlfriend, her birthday was on that Friday. Mine was the week before on the 19th. So it was we had 2 birthdays and Thanksgiving all on the same weekend. And people like to drink on Thanksgiving. We also have 2 birthdays that we have to drink for and stuff like that, which is partly why we postponed this to Sunday now. But yeah, we had big old smoked turkey, which is the first time
Yeah.
I've had a smoked one. Like
That's the way
I've
to
had
do it.
traditionally I've had it baked is what you do. But yeah, first time smoked turned out really really good. It had great flavor.
That's
it-
that's the way. This is the way. You got to
Yeah,
smoke the
yeah.
turkey.
Yeah, lots of good stuff with that. We've had some pie, some cream, some stuffing, some mac and cheese, all the classics, all that
I've
stuff.
never had mac and cheese at a Thanksgiving, but I was like,
Really?
yeah, I think it's like a regional thing. I think maybe you being over there in
It
like
might be.
approximately the southeast, that's why you get it. And like Missouri, we don't have it.
Because because one of my favorite like Thanksgiving or holiday foods is like cinnamon apples, the like baked or stewed apples, I think some people
Yeah.
call them. I think they're fantastic. My ex, when I mentioned this, she had never heard of them. I'm just like that. Like that sounds disgusting. Like why would anyone? Like I've never heard of that. Like I don't know anyone who does that. And I was like, how have you? Like this is Thanksgiving staple, like 101. So yeah, I guess it might be a regional thing.
Yeah. I think apple pie is standard, and sometimes you will get sans pie, just regular baked apples. I believe it, but I don't think I've heard of it as being a standard part of anyone's Thanksgiving meal. Only apples,
Yeah.
no pie.
Yeah.
We also don't have cranberries. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Like Wilkinson's we just aren't on the cranberry train. I'd like to be. I think I'm going to make that personal choice for my own life going forward. It's to I'll be the one to like start cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving. Sometimes my aunt makes it, but when I'm just at my parents' house, no, they don't. They ain't into it.
Oddly enough, there's a lot of people who only like when they think cranberry sauce, they only want the canned one. Like if it's not
I've
sitting
heard
there
this,
in
yeah.
the dish and it doesn't look like it came out of the can and have all the marks, yeah, then it's like it's not the same. But then there's some people who don't like that because of how processed it is and like gelatin like that whole thing is. So they make homemade stuff. Yeah.
Homemade's good.
But there you go. So yeah, I mean, we had some good stuff. I'm more of a ham person than turkey. That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to know this, Melissa, if you had to do a non-traditional holiday meal on Thanksgiving or Christmas or whenever, what would your meal be if you couldn't have turkey or ham and you had to do something else entirely? What would your meal be?
We kind of did this year. Since I knew I was going to go over to my parents' house early in the morning for the start of the parade, that was when Jams was going to be able to come over and need to leave early afternoon. So we just did bagels. Like we had the Thanksgiving meal later in the day, but we had bagels, cream cheese. I got lox. And we said bagels and watched the parade. And I dug that. I would love to do just a very nice brunch for holidays. Make a quiche or something, make scones. People rarely go out for like a very, very nice breakfast like that. People don't make that at home. There's regular breakfast and then there's, let's make pancakes or bacon or we'll go to IHOP, but like elevate it even higher. I want the fanciest breakfast possible for holidays.
Yeah, that's a good move. Yeah, to just be like, hey, our first meal is going to be breakfast stuff. It might be at like noon or 1, so you have time to like make it all. But yeah, a good quiche, some scones, some mimosas, some stuff like that, some fancy.
And that
waffles.
way you feel okay filling up early, and then you can just go back and like nosh on it throughout the day. Like it's 3:00, and you're like, I will have a sausage link. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. I wasn't thinking breakfast. Okay.
Go for breakfast.
That's good stuff. Smart thinking there. Because one thing I've done in the past is steak. Like
Ooh.
we've done like a like a nice fancy steak
Mm.
dinner thing instead. I that's one of those things that like it's less traditional, but I've seen people do that a lot,
Yeah.
right?
And it's really good for smaller parties.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I think one that I think would be fun would be like homemade Chinese food. Do something with that
Ooh.
instead, like a Christmas China, or like yeah, like in the Christmas story when they end up going
Yeah.
to the Chinese restaurant and they have the duck there or the goose, right? Like it, not to necessarily go out and buy food at like a Chinese restaurant,
Hmm.
but to like try and like do another culture's food instead, if that makes sense, right? Like we're gonna do
Yeah.
Chinese food, or we're gonna do like all Mexican food on Christmas, right? Or like
Yeah. Tikka
all
masala Christmas.
African food, yeah, that'd
Ooh.
be
Yeah.
interesting.
That
Jamaican
does
food,
sound
jerk
nice.
chicken on Christmas,
Ooh.
that'd be good, stuff
I
like
like
that.
that exploring the cultures, what the
Yeah,
common winter foods in other lands, regardless of if they have Christmas or a Christmas adjacent holiday.
I asked you this because I heard someone else mention that they on Thanksgiving ended up with wings, hot wings,
That
and stuff
sounds
like that.
nice.
And I thought that was neat
Wings
too. I was like, that's kind of cool. I like that.
wings feel like a communal food. When
It
people
really
eat
does.
wings, they
Yeah.
typically eat wings with family and friends.
Yeah.
I feel like it brings people together. Just a big plate of wings, big plate of fries. You all share.
Yeah.
Wings
And
for the
then
table.
was a few days before Thanksgiving, my roommates also made ribs. Like we were just
Ooh.
like, we're just gonna smoke a bunch of
Oh,
ribs. Like that would also
smoked
be a
ribs are
great thing,
very
right?
good.
Yeah, they are. Um, but yeah, just to have this whole like, yeah, let's have this like communal finger food. It's gonna be messy, but who cares? It's gonna be good, right? And it's just you can have
One
as much
thing,
as you want. Just a
yeah.
big old portion of ribs.
One thing I've been wanting to do since my parents got an air fryer and we'd be able to do this up real crispy and good. I've been wanting to make poutine, which is the
There you go.
Canadian dish of fries, brown gravy, and cheese curds. And you can dress it up from there and put in whatever you want. I'm sure I've seen
Hmm.
Thanksgiving themed poutines. I'd love to do one of those. You got the gravy in there, you have a potato, it feels Thanksgiving adjacent. It's crispy, it's gooey. I'd love just very special. Hey, it's poutine day. Come
Yeah,
enjoy. Family
yeah.
poutine day.
Oh, something else that I would love to do. It's I guess non-traditional in the way you're preparing it, but if we could have all the same like Thanksgiving foods, I would love to make a like a sub station, like where you just make
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving
Just skip right ahead to the
sandwiches,
leftover sandwich stage. Yeah.
right? Yeah, where you're just like, all right, here you have your own like baguette roll thing, however, whatever it may be, and you can put turkey on there, stuffing, mac and cheese. You can put mashed potatoes on there, whatever you want, right? You can put some green bean casserole on there. Just make just a good Thanksgiving sandwich.
Oh, yeah. Dagwood it
That'd be
up.
awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be good, and it is the like big chunks of turkey too. It's not like
Chunk.
slices or stuff like that. It's just yeah, you've like put your fork in the turkey and pulled off a big old chunk, stuck it on there. That'd be good. That'd be good. Food
Mm-hmm.
is great. Like I can just sit here and think about food all day.
Right.
It's
You
wonderful.
mentioned having a pizza earlier. I've been thinking about pizza. I could pizza it up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's good to switch. Like as much as the leftovers are fantastic, sometimes you just get sick of them, right? And it's just like I
Yeah.
need something else. And so yeah, last night we had some pizza, and it was good. It was just a Thanksgiving pizza. Switch
Right.
things up.
I gotta feel that moon hit in my eye. I need that pizza pie.
Indeed. So have we not mentioned any kind of like Thanksgiving staples that you typically do? Like because
We do real
if it was up
regular
to me,
stuff.
we would have the cinnamon apples, but you guys don't do that. So what is like
No.
a staple for you guys?
Turkey, the green bean casserole,
Okay, yeah.
a potato of some kind, mashed potato, sweet potato, roast potato au gratin, doesn't matter, just potato of some kind. We don't make stuffing often. Like my mom made stuffing this week, and I don't remember the last time she made stuffing. I think mom's she's got it in her to make like 3 things. I always make a dessert. I typically do a pie. One year I did do a trifle. That was fun.
Interesting.
And I think I might stick to like cakes or something. Like I made a pumpkin cake this year. I'll probably do that in the future because I'm just way better at cakes than I am at pies. We don't have anything weird. We're real normal, straight down the middle, minimalist Thanksgiving in the Wilkinson household. We go over to my aunt's house. There's more people there. We get a couple more interesting things.
There you go. Yeah, I think if it was up to me, it would tend to be a ham and then just like smaller portion of turkey because I like turkey too, just not as much as ham. But I'd have like a honey baked ham, some mashed potatoes, some mac and cheese, some cinnamon apples, dinner rolls, and then the stuff that I see a lot that I don't necessarily care for is like a green bean casserole or some kind of vegetable, some green vegetable something.
I tried to bring kale to my parents' house, and my dad was having none of it. Kept making fun of me the whole day for being into kale. Well, then that night, Mom and I made kale chips in the air fryer, and they were awesome. And Dad missed out.
Yeah. That's kind of about it for me. And then for dessert is either like an apple pie or a pumpkin pie. I'm not a big fan of pumpkin stuff, so I would stick to the apple pie. But I also like a good like chocolate thing, like chocolate and caramel thing. Like
like a turtle brownie or an icebox pie.
I used to make the pie in air quotes that was a frozen one. It's a frozen Oreo pie, and it's like
those are good.
Oreo pudding and a bunch of Cool Whip all mixed in together with more like Oreos crunched up on top in Oreo pie crust, and you just stick that in the freezer at night, and then that next day it is this like solid chunk, but it's so good. And then you put like chocolate sauce on that or caramel sauce. Oh, that's great. Yeah, and that would be my like staple, my standard Thanksgiving stuff. That's because I have a real big sweet tooth, and it's like, well, I already had apples in the like cinnamon apples, so it's just like, do you want cinnamon apples on a plate or cinnamon apples inside a pastry on a plate? It's like both, but I can see why it'd be a lot of apples.
Yeah, I'm here for the sweet tooth also. I'm getting ready to make next week. I took next week off, which is an extravagance for me. I've never taken more than like 2 days off at a time. I've got a big family Christmas party about 2 weeks from now, and I'm going to spend the whole week just making sugar cookies. I was going to do like the fancy, like royal icing frosted sugar cookies, and I'm going to make me a charcuterie tray, which I've been wanting to do for like 2 years. But you have to make one of those for a party. I could not make a charcuterie tray for myself in quarantine. I got to wait for a large event.
Lunchable. That's all it is. It's just a Lunchable.
I'd just make this beautiful tray, and I'd like eat a little bit from it, and I'd just have this saran wrapped tray in the fridge for like a week straight as I slowly ate through the whole thing. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to do it for a party.
charcuterie is also good for like a Thanksgiving thing. If you're just like, hey, here's stuff you guys to snack on until the real thing is ready to go here.
Mm-hmm. Never
So.
underestimate a good appetizer.
True that. So Melissa, on the review show.
Yes. Yes.
We are about to start our holiday pitches and stuff like that. So I have a bit of a question for you, which we will get to in just a sec, because I think we should take a break for some housekeeping. And this question, when we get back, will involve superheroes and comics and holidays and stuff like that. So
Okay.
we'll be right back to do some housekeeping. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you would check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/The Whatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/The Whatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you want to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today. And we are back. Big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier. So thank you to Sam. We love you a lot.
Thanks,
Hope
Sam.
you had a great holiday as well. Yeah, thank you. Cool things that we have been up to here at the Whatnauts. We just got done recording our review show on the third and final season of The Leftovers. And man, that show is wild. It's bananas. It's bizarre. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's good.
Go check it out. This is what we need. We need to spread the word, because I did not know how weird this show was before I started watching it.
Like, no one told me it got this bizarre.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, it's good. Season 2 is a lot better than the first one. And that was kind of all I heard. And that was it. But yeah, this show is off the rails at times. It's good stuff. So we have now covered all 3 seasons of that, so go check it out. If you want to get a little bit more in the holiday spirit, we have started our reactions to Hawkeye on Disney Plus, which is also a show that is taking place in the holiday season right before Christmas. So yeah, that will be on the Reactor Core every Wednesday night is when we will be doing those. So be on the lookout for more reactions to that. And Crossplay is about to do its 100th episode.
Wow.
It's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, that's going to be this next week, the first week in December. So be on the lookout for that. We took the week off this week since there's more of us. It was just like, yeah, there's a lot to wrangle with 4 of us here. So let's just take the week off. But for Ignacio down in Chile, it was just Thursday for him. So yeah, good stuff. Be on the lookout for all of that. But Melissa, my question. So I when we do our holiday pitches for the review show, I like to throw in some comics or an anime or something like that to help kind of give some more variety to our holiday pitches. Doesn't always happen because, to be honest, holiday comics are kind of few and far between. Yeah. Sure, there's graphic novels out there or stories that take place in the winter, right? There is that stuff. But I think also for just availability in the age where everything is on streaming services and stuff, comics has gotten there, but still has some big steps to take to be able to really see the variety that is out there. But yeah, I try and be like, all right, let's read this Batman story or this Marvel holiday story thing.
Yeah,
you've and there's just not
you
much.
Found some. I guess it may be tricky because maybe there are Christmas stories within the middle of a longer narrative that can't really be picked out and read as a standalone.
Yeah, it's like I've done the research online and it's like single issues or a single episode of an anime or something like that. Or it is a holiday special, but that's the thing. It's still just a single issue. Like it's not long enough to be like a full story. I mean, it's still a full story, but it's a real short one for what we do here on the review show. So it's just like, I don't know, like I don't know if it's really worth just talking about that one thing, right? That he read in like 10 minutes, you know? But I feel like we need more superhero like holiday stories that are like full on, like here is a graphic novel that is it's the plot of Jingle All the Way, but it's Superman teaming up with like some villain, right? And they're just trying to find a toy for their kid, right? Like we need stories like that. I think that would be amazing. Stuff, yeah. Something like, what if the Flash has to become Santa Claus this year, and it's just the plot of Tim Allen's Santa Claus, but then he like morphs into Santa, right? And it's just like, what is going on here? This is wild.
I do like make anybody Santa. I want to see anybody having to be Santa. Catwoman has to be Santa. What's gonna happen? I want that to just be a very specific like set of Elseworlds. This week, this month in Elseworlds. What if Batman was Santa? Next month, what if Superman was Santa? We're gonna go down the line. What does Martian Manhunter do? What kind of cookies does he like? We're gonna learn.
Exactly. So I guess my question is, if you had to mix and match up like superheroes with well-known holiday movies.
Oh, okay. So it's
what would your story be? Like, do you want to see Spider-Man in It's a Wonderful Life? Do you want to see like where do you see this happening here?
Franklin Richards' Home Alone. Home Alone in the Baxter Building.
That'd be a good one. Home Alone in the Baxter Building. I like it. Okay. That's a good one. What else could we do? What else could we do? I want to see villains in some of these roles.
Right. Do a Scrooged.
Right? Well, there's Batman Noel, where Batman is Scrooge.
No, don't do A Christmas Carol. Do Scrooged. So Lex Luthor has to be like the head of a TV network.
Yeah.
It's several steps removed from A Christmas Carol. You're parodying a reincarnation of A Christmas Carol, not the original thing.
I can see that. That'd be a good one. Who would I want to like if we had to do like one of the animated ones, like who would be a good Rudolph?
Oh gosh. I
feel like Kid Flash would make a good Rudolph character for some reason, or like
you've got or like just an X-Men, just a new X-child we haven't met before. Oh my god, yes, that's it. Ghost Rider with your skull so bright, won't you guide my motorcycle tonight?
it's that where he's Rudolph, or it is Tim Allen's Santa Claus, but it's Ghost Rider has to have his
You
sleigh.
have to be what if Ghost Rider knocks it off a roof? Any of these are good if you put Ghost Rider in them.
Ghost Rider, but it's Elf.
Bob Newhart, why am I so much taller than all the other elves around me? Why am I so tall and my head is a skull and my skull is on fire? Let's take I want it to just be Home Alone 2. Home Alone 2, exactly the same movie, but instead of Kevin going to the park and he sees a woman covered in pigeons, he sees Ghost Rider. And the movie is a journey of him learning to befriend Ghost Rider and learning Ghost Rider isn't so scary.
To be honest, that'd be a great one. It's so good. Marvel, we got ideas. Hire us. DC, are you listening?
I really wish I knew anything that happened in the Adam Sandler movie 8 Crazy Nights, because I'd love to do a Hanukkah story,
do some Hanukkah themed ones, yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Especially
the only Hanukkah story I know is the Rugrats special that is the story of Hanukkah. They just tell you what happened historically, and it's not really Hanukkah hijinks in the lives of these kids. They didn't make a new Hanukkah story. They just told you the original one that happened.
Yeah. Who would be a good one for the Grinch? How the Grinch stole Christmas.
Gosh. Who hates things, wants to steal everything?
I could see
the
Lex
collector.
Luthor. Or the collector. That'd be a good one, yeah.
He's already got a dog! He's got Laika the space dog!
Yeah. Or it could be, well, let's see. I mean, if you do a reverse one, it could be Guardians of the Galaxy, where they stole something, right? But didn't realize like the impact that it had there. And Max is just Rocket Raccoon, right?
He's the one who stole the thing. You know that.
Yeah.
He stole those Harbulary batteries.
Let's just have Rocket be the Grinch. And Star-Lord is Cindy Lou Who. God. What else would
Christmas
be
movies?
Another good
My
one?
favorite Christmas movie is season 4 of Mr. Robot.
Yeah. Who would make would be good for Die Hard?
Oh, right. Again, Baxter Building. Number 1 building.
Yeah, has to be Baxter Building. Or I mean, you could also do just Avengers Tower, right? Where like Taskmaster has taken over the building or something, and then it just has to be. You know what? Don't even have it be like Spider-Man has to save it. It's just Joe Schmo. It's just John McClane, but it's whoever that is
street
in
vendor.
The
guy was like, Spider-Man, do a flip.
Yeah, exactly.
We should. Aunt May should be Jingle All the Way. Like, she knows that like this one hot electronic is the one thing Peter really wants for Christmas. He worked so hard to be Spider-Man. She's gonna go to the ends of the earth to get Peter this thing he wants.
That would be funny. Yeah, like I could see her teaming up with like. It'd be like her and Lex. I know they're from different universes, but still, like,
Kyle,
just that kind of equivalent of just like you had Arnold, who's supposed to be the good guy, right? He's not a great father, but it still is like he teams up with Sinbad, who then ends up kind of being the antagonist of this thing. So
this
you need
is the
to
problem.
Team them up.
You keep naming people who could be in the Sinbad role in this team up. You have to just keep Sinbad. It's just Aunt May versus Sinbad trying to get Peter a Nintendo Switch or something. He's still
That's
there.
funny. God. Yeah, or some like big Christmas thing happening at like the Xavier Institute.
Yeah.
Big old X-Men
Ooh.
Christmas
Yeah, I'd
thing.
love to see a Christmas at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters.
Yeah. Or their like multicultural holiday, whatever they decide
Right.
to just like we're just gonna
I want.
mash it all into one.
Oh my God! Tell me, like, the Royal can teach us about the Kwanzaa, maybe. What is, what does Colossus have to say? What was Christmas like in Russia? They come from all over the place. Kitty, I believe, is Jewish in many X-Men comics. There's so
Yeah.
many. Bring them all in. I love to learn about different holidays. As we get out into like different planets and realms, maybe there's a space holiday. Maybe the Skrull have a winter. Well, I don't know if they have winter. Just look for an alien holiday to be celebrated as well.
Scrolls
Even if there's no
equivalent of Life Day.
right, there's no equivalent to it in our world, but in this world where people live with characters from different planets and different realms, there's probably a holiday they're unfamiliar with that they should familiarize themselves with and learn to support their friends.
Yeah. That'd be
Let's all
good.
learn about Skrull Life Day.
Skrull Life Day.
What about the Star Wars? Okay, well, we're getting the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
We are getting that. I don't. Have they said how long they're planning it to be? Is this like half an hour? Is it
I
10
don't
minutes?
know.
Like, is it an
I would
hour-long
imagine
thing?
like a 30 to 50-minute range. We'll have to see. I don't know what's planned for this.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I do want somebody to retell just the Star Wars holiday special directly.
I think we are due for like a good remake or part 2 of Life Day.
Part 2. Yeah, like they don't erase anything that happened. This is a sequel to the Star Wars holiday special. They talk about everything.
Exactly.
They talk about Mala watching that robot cooking show. All of it is canon. All of it happened. This is the next version. Next year's Life Day.
Absolutely. I think that'd be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, you have something on here about defunct parade balloon.
I just wanted to share that I did some research into the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloons this year because I love them.
Mm-hmm.
They're a treat every year. They add new ones. We had Grogu this year.
Oh,
We had Pikachu plus Eevee because Pokemon just turned 25,
good.
So they updated the Pokemon balloon. I went Googling defunct Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloons, and I did find that in 1999 they had an Ask Jeeves balloon.
I do remember that one.
I don't know if I remember seeing it, but like seeing the Google image result made me very happy.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of like black and white pictures.
Right. There's old ones. I was hoping to find some that were in that middle range. Like, what were the balloons that were around in 1999 and before? How about retired?
Browser. So here's one of Chicken Little.
Oh my God. Here's Shrek.
The animated one, yeah. Like older versions of Mickey.
Yeah, Bart on a skateboard.
Here's a real,
Scooby-Doo. He never gets old. Bring him back.
Here's a real creepy one. It's this guy's face. I don't know who it is, if it's supposed to be like a celebrity, but he just has this like real big creepy smile.
Yeah, I was learning about these old ones where they were like they didn't have so many specific characters. They had some very old characters, like Felix the Cat or Superman.
Old Superman
like,
one.
Yeah, like characters that have just been in the public consciousness for 80 something years. Oh my God, they had a Dexter's Lab one once, but the original set of balloons were just sort of like abstract concepts, like it's pumpkin. Yeah, it's old man. It's ghost.
Yep.
Apparently in the 1930s, they would just let some balloons go at the end. after the parade.
Oh wow.
Like we just released these 5 helium-filled balloons, these giant creatures that will just fly around New York City like kaiju. And if you catch them and bring them back to us, we'll give you like $100 reward. This is what they used to do. And well, it was like the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Right. And so that was major stakes for people. Like if you won $100 by catching a balloon, you know, you've got your whole holiday set up for you and your family. So people, and this was like also towards the beginning of aviation. So people would have like these little biplanes that they would try and fly around New York City and like harpoon gun down these balloons. So there were dog fights, small scale dog fights happening in New York City skies over balloons. And apparently one of the balloons, which was a ghost, they never got that one back. Just a ghost balloon flew off into the New York City sky in the 1930s, and no one ever got it back, and I don't know where it is.
It must have like burned up or something. Who knows? Hey, there's one of Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. I think this was it's a fun avenue to go down.
Oh, here's one of Pikachu in what looks like to be a Pokeball themed sled. I guess that's this year.
He's got like a little Eevee on his back. That's new. That's this year's version.
Yeah, interesting.
What hasn't been a balloon and should be a balloon?
That's what I was just about to ask you. If you could add a balloon of any fictional character, who would you put in there?
Fictional character. Oh,
Who deserves to be like up there with like
Totoro.
Charlie Brown? Totoro? That's an interesting one. It's a good one. Like
everyone loves Totoro.
I'm not a big fan, but I feel like Naruto. Like there should be like a Naruto thing up there now. Like it's become like so popular and ubiquitous, right? That it's like that should be up there.
Yeah.
Or like Avatar, The Last Airbender. Like let's get Aang in there.
Yeah, I like when a balloon is something that translates well to being a balloon. Like do Appa, do Totoro. But I do also think it's funny when they do like a full person, like when they have the Power Ranger balloon. And it's just it's this long, unwieldy action pose. Those are funny. I love that there's this Goku balloon that's been there for a while. And I just think it's funny that Al Roker is professionally committing to know at least a couple things about Goku. Like he has to keep space in his professional brain for who Goku is. So we can introduce him every year.
So funny. What else would be a good like I'm trying to think of just like general pop culture things that has there been like a Mario balloon? Has he been in there?
No, there should be.
There should be like Mario and
Put
Bowser.
Both brothers in there. Mario and Luigi. Yeah. It's a time for family togetherness, so do both of the Mario brothers. That's what I say.
I would love to see Waluigi in there. Wow.
Oh man. Waluigi should be like a guy on stilts walking through the parade route. Just a tall Waluigi. Just stalking the streets.
Tall Luigi.
We've had a Peter Parker style Spider-Man. We should get a Miles style Spider-Man in there.
Ooh,
he can be a balloon.
Miles Morales. That'd be awesome. Into the Spider-Verse.
He'd be a very stylish balloon.
Be awesome. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I tend to lean more towards like cartoon characters more than anything. But I think if you had to go with more like live action stuff, I think Rey from Star Wars would be a good.
Oh, I don't know if there are very many
addition.
live action people who translate well to being a balloon. I'm looking at balloons now. We have Ronald McDonald, who's a real man, but he's covered in this sort of cartoon paint.
Yep.
I would be intrigued to see the most realistic parade balloon they could make of a human actor. I don't know if they might be extremely uncanny, but
Gary
show
Busey.
it to me anyway.
That's what we need.
Right.
A giant inflatable Gary Busey.
Right. Just bring that
From the
back. I
Leftovers.
don't know if it continued to live after those scenes from The Leftovers were filmed. What happened to the giant inflatable Gary Busey?
I don't know. I feel like the live action people would have to be relegated to like something they build on a float, right? Just like
there's more
someone's
realistic
face.
humans that are part of like large float displays, like the astronaut woman from this parade. She was in last year's parade too. She looks pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know.
I want a parade balloon of the dancing woman emoji. I think she's somebody who a lot of people relate to.
Need some more emojis in there. Put the eggplant.
These seem
emoji
so well
in there,
made for balloons. I don't know why we haven't seen more.
right? You need the eggplant emoji, the like the crying face emoji. God, there's so many they could do.
Still looking at old balloons, like, wow, I forgot about dragon tails.
Dragon tails, yeah.
All these balloons that existed for like 2 or 3 years in the late 90s or early 2000s.
That means I bet they had a My Little Pony balloon.
I don't know if they
had that?
have. I haven't seen any pictures of any. Maybe they had it on a float.
Like My Little Pony would be a good balloon too.
Oh, definitely. It should be. This is something to think about. I hope they continue to grow the balloon repertoire every year. I wish I got to see balloons at other times of year, but I understand that doing that may make them feel less special.
Yeah, it might deflate their ego. I don't know, but yeah, good stuff. I did not get to watch the parade this year. I've never really been a big parade fan.
I love it.
Myself.
I love marching bands.
Marching bands can be fun, but yeah, the parade is just like I would rather watch football, but I don't even follow sports all that much, right? So it's just like I don't need to do that stuff. I don't know. Not for me. I don't mind watching it or having it on or stuff like that. But yeah, it's just not something that I'm personally interested in.
Oh, I just love celebrations. I watch the entire Olympics opening ceremony, the entire Olympics closing ceremony, and the entirety of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. I just love like bands and like the big displays and floats. And people walking around and they're wearing a smock or they're carrying a flag and they're there to celebrate and they're a family. Maybe there's a firework or Santa. Just show me stuff. I love spectacle.
Spectacle's always good.
I wish I could just tune in. I wish there were frequently more spectacles I could see. Like if it's like the middle of April, what's the spectacle I get to watch?
Interesting. I don't know. But I think we're kind of slowing down here.
Like a slowly deflating balloon. The podcast comes to a close.
Next week here on the show, we are doing our Rotten Tomatoes movie predictions. I guess it's our like start of December tradition that we're going to be doing every year here on the show. Last year, we predicted a bunch of the Rotten Tomato movie scores, so we will check in on them this year to see who got the closest, and whoever got the closest gets a point whoever gets the most points at the end wins a pizza. So Melissa, I think you won last year.
Yes.
If I remember correctly. But yeah, so we're gonna check in on that and then get a good list. During this week sometime we'll have to come up with a list of 20 to 25 movies that are supposed to come out in 2022. And
through the end of 2021. So like we'd be doing our guesses
from December
for
to
Spider-Man.
December. Yeah. So which we might have already did we predict Spider-Man did it get moved
I don't remember
because
sometimes we will like predict movies that are supposed to come out within the year when we don't know what the release date is going to be.
Yeah.
We don't know if it'll be able to cover that or not.
We don't really know.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll see how we did. We'll see who won. I have not looked at these things all year, so I have no idea.
I don't look at or follow Rotten Tomatoes. It's just an easy metric to use for this game, right. And I only care about it when we are playing the game.
Right, yeah, exactly. But it's good fun. We will be having a blast this next week on the show. But after that, I think we only have like 1 or 2 more weeks of the Captain's Log, and then it'll be a time for our end of the year celebration, our retrospective. I guess this is our 6th year retrospective. 6-year retrospective. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that will also be a big party, big celebration, all kinds of fun things happening. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a blast, but the year is coming to a close. It's holiday time. Everyone's feeling cozy. There's stuff with food. They're thinking about their New Year's resolutions and moaning and making faces and just like, I don't want to go to the gym. But yeah, good time. I think we'll have a fun month closing out the rest of the year here. So there you go. Melissa, with that, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wilkywit. That's WILKYWIT. And listen to my other podcast, Saturday Morning Obscurities, show where me and my brother Jams talk about weird old kids shows you feel like only you remember. And our latest episode was a Thanksgiving special on the movie We're Back, a dinosaur story. Where dinosaurs do come to life, come to modern time, and arrive in New York City the day of the not specified but clearly intended to be Macy's parade.
There you go. If you guys want to stay up to date with me, I'm at YoKyleSpringer on Twitter. If you guys want to follow all of the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. It would help us out if you could go like, share, subscribe, and spread the word. We would love that a lot. And once again, thank you for joining us, because this has been episode 170 of the Captain's Log. I never did the intro in
beans.
This one. So all right, yeah. Welcome back to the Whatnauts Captain's Log number 170. My name is Kyle Springer, and I'm joined as always by Melissa Wilkinson. Melissa, how are you?
Yep, I'm good. I have power rings now.
With that, we are gonna get out of here. We will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.